Alright, so today I'm doing this video blog to help those who are victims to some of the things which I'm going to mention and discuss, and to also help myself. Now, obviously, if you're a targeted individual, you have coping mechanisms, and this is one of my coping mechanisms. So basically, my art, my music, I leave messages in there for myself in the future, just in case I forget or I'm made to forget by those who use neuro-linguistic programming or neuro-language programming. Um, those who target us with NLP and other mind um, control techniques and monitoring techniques. Yeah. So my my coping method is to actually counsel myself, advise myself through time. So when I realize something that can help me in the future, um, I put it on print, or I write it down, or I sing about it, or I record it on video. So this is something that I've realized that will help me in the future. And even if NLP and neuro network monitoring or whatever technique is used on me kicks in, I will have this blog to help me to help me remember. So what I've noticed is about how should I call them, acquired OCDs. Yeah, what I mean by that, people use NLP, neuro language programming, to give you obsessive compulsive disorders. Like what I've noticed recently, I like scratching my eye. Yeah, every now and then I'll scratch my eye. And I've noticed now, obviously, my eyes start to swell. Now these are funny little things that we're taught as children, like not to do these things, but it's when you grow up as an adult, you completely forget. Like obviously, the less you touch yourself, the more healthier you're gonna be. But you forget that. But then it's not just that. As an adult, it becomes second nature, and you don't pay attention to it. But when people use neuro language programming, they make you forget those things that you learn, those protections that you learn, that you were taught as a kid. So basically, I always knew not to touch myself, but now I've noticed I'm always scratching my eye and I'm starting to swell. And there will be people, if you call it street theatre, there will be people in public who will always where they'll concentrate on trying to make sure that I scratch my eye. They might suggest it using NLP. Somebody might be sitting across me and do that. Yeah, monkey see, monkey do, mirroring. Because mirroring is one of those techniques that NLP techniques that are out there. So I've just noticed that, hang on a minute, my eye is starting to swell, so I've been scratching it a lot, and I seem to be obsessed with scratching it. And even when I'm sitting at home, even certain suggestions might come through the programming we have on TV. It's very easy for the programming it's very easy for the television programs that you are monitoring, that you are watching, to be used in such a way where it's as if they're transferring messages to you. Now, if somebody is monitoring your mind, and obviously they're projecting microwave bursts, and you've heard of this voice of God weaponry, they're using that, and they're projecting ideas into your head. Somebody can make you turn on a TV program which they have prepared, and they've prepared all different kinds of messages in that program, and they can make you do that through the programming that you're exposed to. So you can feel an urge to turn on a certain TV program. Every urge you feel, you must question it. Obviously, every time you feel like doing something, if you're a targeted individual, never do things on impulse. Every idea that's going to come into your head would have been something that was put there either by these voice of God technologies or by people directly in front of your field of vision doing all kinds of NLP shit. Yeah, so I've noticed that they got me addicted to scratching my eye. I mean, I refuse to go to these system doctors that they assign to us. I refuse to go to them until it's really, really necessary, until I'm fucking dying, right? I'm not going to go to those people. So they have to find other ways of making me sick. Now, um, if you read the Bible up to Noah, where those of us who are not, well, I mean, there are black people out there who say we're Semitic, but those of us who weren't raised in this Semitic way, we know all the way up to Noah, and that's where when we take our separate paths. So it does say in Genesis up to Noah that you must not pierce your skin or mark it for any reason. Yeah. Now I live by that. Yeah. So I do not put piercings in my body. I do not pierce or cut off any part of my body. Yeah, this is what I don't understand about Semitic people. So I don't pierce or cut off any part of my body, and there's some other Africans who even put plates and things. I don't do any of that, and I don't even mark my body with tattoos and things like that. And you can understand that. Obviously, if you want to avoid illness, the less you do to your body, the better. Your body looks after your mind. Yeah, when your mind died, that's you. You're out. Yeah. So your body is like the CD, and your mind is the data that's written on it. Your body is, your brain is like the canvas, and your being, yourself, your consciousness is the painting on that canvas. So you look out, you get yourself a nice canvas, you look after the canvas, and that's all good, and then the painting will have good quality. You look after the CD, you make sure there's no scratches, and that's all good, and the data on it will be of good quality. So I don't harm my body, and the less I touch my body, the better for me. But I've noticed that I've started to scratch, and I touch different surfaces throughout the day. When I'm using public transport, you touch everything. You touch those poles as you're going to press the buttons, and people has been touching those. People, you know, there's people who have their own personal hygiene issues. You sit on their chair on buses and trains, and there's people who have their own hygiene issues. So you get into the habit of not touching yourself. It sounds basic, and you're taught it from young, but when people are using neuro language programming to make you forget all the safety mechanisms that you have developed over time, yeah, you need to actively remind yourself not to do these things. Like when they tell us, like when you want to avoid spreading flu, catch it, kill it, bin it. So these are basic things that we can do, and even as targeted individuals, we can concentrate on doing these things to avoid making ourselves sick. Yeah, prevention is always better than the cure. Now I'm gonna be concentrating on not touching my eye now. Yeah. That's something that now that's conscious to me. That's an OCD that I've noticed. It's like an OCD. It's like every fifth or sixth thought is scratch your eye. Scratch your eye. It's as if somebody's zapping me. Yeah, monitoring my thoughts. Every time my thoughts transition from one thought to another, yeah, maybe he counts the different transitions, and then he projects. He projects a thought. Yeah. Now this can be in the form of basically can project a microwave burst. Yeah. That can resonate a thought into my head. Yeah. So they got these patents, and you can see how they can do it. They can remotely project thoughts into your head, yeah, using electromagnetism. Yeah. So microwaves are forms of electromagnetic radiation. So using electromagnetic radiation to resonate your brain into altering your thoughts. Yeah, there's even patents out there, so you know they can do that. When you're a targeted individual, that's what's happening to you. They're using these weapons on you. Yeah. So now there is somebody who's using a weapon on me that's making me scratch my eye. It started off as something I was doing, then people noticed it, then they started making me do it, then they started contaminating surfaces I touch, so that when I touch my eye, I start to get swellings and things like that. So I've noticed it's starting to swell a bit, and that's because of excessive touching. But the way I touch myself, sometimes it's people in my field of vision that are doing it, and sometimes is that voice of God technology and those kind of weaponry that are projecting thoughts into my head to make me touch my eye. And this is an OCD. These are OCDs that they're giving us with those weapons. Yeah. So when you try to cure your OCDs, bear in mind that there are people out there in the field who are actively trying to give you these obsessive compulsive disorders. Yeah. Out.